The views and opinions expressed by the Orc of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, are of my own and no one else, nor do they reflect Beyond Ringside. So, ladies and gentlemen, due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
See, I have to backtrack. I didn't say would. I meant wouldn't, Eddie. Oh, we're live. The To Be Determined Show. We're back, baby. We are live. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, beyondringside.com, as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net. Make sure you check out the Beyond Ringside Radio app. And coming live from Helsinki this evening, Magic City Motormouth himself, all the way out in Finland, Eddie Layne. Eddie, how is Finland treating you this time of year?
Oh, wonderfully well. I told him I was from Australia.
Well, you say good night, Mike. Take that, Andrew Lincoln. And from his recent summit with Vladimir Putin, Joshua O'Hagan. Josh, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I got a pen in my prison wallet.
So I wanted to know if you actually if there was collusion with you sending me that stupid fucking Trip Cassidy fucking match.
Well, the emails that were sent to you were obviously hacked.
Talk about emails.
Don't
ever send me another Trip Cassidy match.
That was just.
I don't give a fuck if Party of the Carnies or not. That was a bad match.
That was a really bad match.
Dude, that was a shit match. So make sure you check out that Trip Cassidy seminar coming in USAL.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I'm not fucking kidding you. That's why, I think that's another reason why people stay in the good graces. They know I will get on here and blast their ass. Not like in the power bottom that are closeted in our great sport and art form that is wrestling. But you got to come on here, man. When you see a piece of shit match, you got to call it out. I'm sure people have seen matches with me. They're like, oh, he's a piece of shit. Look at that piece of shit. Oh, yeah. And guess what? I never did a fucking seminar. These people are fucking insane, man. The egos, you don't have to fucking be talented in Alabama to get over. I have witnessed this firsthand. Wrestling is dead in the state of Alabama. It's all sports entertainment. People that tell stories, I had this conversation with Josh today. People that tell stories, that doesn't matter anymore. Nobody gives a fuck. And you can go back to ECW. Spot after spot after spot. I mean, when you no-sell a Canadian Destroyer just to hit somebody with a fucking running forearm and both of you collapse like you're fucking Okada and Omega, you're not.
Oh, no. It was the no-sell the Canadian Destroyer, pop up, and then give the Spanish Fly.
And say that's even worse.
And then you sell.
Yeah. Or in this whole thing of collapsing like you're tired because you wrestled a 15-minute match. Dude, he did that an hour and like 9 minutes into a match. That's how he countered one of the most devastating finishers when now finishers mean nothing in wrestling. Omega pulled that spot off. People, they don't know how to do it. That's why Josh, oh my God, one of my favorite things is when Josh and I were down, let's call it in the ring. Dude, to watch people's faces. To not call anything backstage and watch them react in the ring is amazing. I think Josh and I have called 7 spots, and God, I know I've had over 50 matches with Josh or against Josh. So,
oh yeah, there's been a lot.
Like seriously, like more than half of my in-ring matches have included Josh, and that's because for I think 5 years, was it Josh? Like somehow you were intertwined in my storyline at GCW.
Yeah,
and at UW, and at Peach State,
everywhere.
And in Nashville,
dude, everywhere.
Oh, but man, hold on. Hey, hold on. I got about 2 friends out there, a little sister twice removed, and people I barely met on Facebook. I got to get my shit in.
Yeah, and you got to get it. Everybody's got to get all their shit in a battle royal too. Come on, guys, let's make sure we call all those spots in a battle royal. That's always fun. I love that. I watched that happen at UIW one night. And I listened to it happen, and Butcher Bobby Hayes was in the Battle Royal. This is when Dan was their champion, and Josh Storm and fucking Eli Daniels, when Eli was still wrestling, calling spots. Butcher was like, okay. Butcher proceeded to close on both of them as hard as he could from the middle of the ring, and Eli legit flew out of the ring. Josh Storm knew to get the fuck out because he was doing idiotic shit, but you live and learn. But don't call spots in the middle of a battle royal. It's fucking stupid.
It's like a stripper who tries to do floor work during roll call when you got 18 other girls on a 20-foot stage.
Yeah, but is it a real nigga roll call?
Oh, damn!
I'm working for WWE. New Day has now disowned me.
But wait,
which I have to admit, they were very professional about all that with Hogan. Right now, we live in a very PC culture.
Hey, Wick, is it cool if, tell you what, in the middle of the Battle Royal, before anybody gets eliminated, I'm going to hit 3 Amigos suplexes on somebody right in the middle of the
I will kick you in the fucking head.
You guys all need to sell out of the way for a minute because I want to hit my 3 Amigos in this Battle Royal.
Yeah, just powder under the bottom rope for about 30 seconds. Let me hit these, and y'all come on back in strong.
Yeah.
No, that's happened.
I'll kill.
That's happened. My favorite is whenever somebody, like Jax especially, has this thing in a Battle Royal, jump into the top rope. How did that work out for Mil Mascaras? He's like, oh, you want me to get eliminated by who? But watch this shit. Ow! Eliminated himself. You don't know how many times it's been so hard in Battle Royals. Disco Inferno did that shit at fucking GCW Phoenix City. Now, I don't know if I've told this story. Maybe I have, but I will tell it right now because I can. Disco Inferno came in GCW Phoenix City. Everybody knows Glenn Gilberti has this fucking bad fucking poker problem. And he didn't go over anything. Like, people were, saying, hey, this is the elimination order we have. Okay. So, of course, me being the wrestling manager, they wanted me to go under the ring. I was like, cool, I'll go under the ring. Now, the Battle Royal starts. Disco Inferno has no idea who's going over. He knows that he's going over. He has no idea who he's supposed to face at the end. He immediately grabs Orion Bishop and tosses Orion Bishop out first thing. Bishop was supposed to be one of the final 4. Bishop looks at me. Well, guess who took that spot in the final 4? Me. Disco Inferno gets on the top rope, starts doing his little disco shit when it's 4 of us left. I took that opportunity to slide out from under the ring and try to eliminate him. He legit got fucking mad. He legit got mad. When we got to the back, he was talking shit. I said, first of all, you eliminated my brother who was supposed to be the motherfucker in the final 4. I said, if you had your head so far up your fucking poker ass, this wouldn't have fucking happened. Now, at the time, of course, I've got Bishop Murder 1 behind me, Ravens butt naked, standing off to the side watching this happen. I proceeded to tell him that if he'd been paying attention, that would have happened, but why the fuck would you go to the top rope? Now, I'm like 2 years into the business. Yeah, I started late in wrestling, Bishop and I both did, but who the fuck, like, dude, you've been to WCW, goddamn, you wrestled goddamn Great American Bashes, and I'm sure a Starcade or 2.
And Glacier.
Battle Royals. Gee, who the fuck gets on the top rope in the middle of a Battle Royal? You know who does that? Marks. Marks gonna.
Hell, he even wrestled State Patrol, including Sarge. Who screws up after working Sarge? A damn Mark.
I'll tell you one of my good Battle Royal stories was I go to this show in like bumfuck Egypt, and
Palmerdale?
So was something having to do with the NWA. Go ahead.
Yeah, probably something. But we go to do the show,
Columbus.
NWA
and
BFE.
the booker is in the Battle Royal.
Oh God.
And but he wasn't winning.
Wait,
Surprise.
Kevin Nash was. Oh wait, you said he didn't win.
No, he didn't win. But he was like, he goes, I'm the last. He goes, he was the last guy to come out for the Battle Royal, right? And he goes, nobody gets eliminated for at least 5 minutes.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay, not a problem. So he comes to the ring, and me and him start squaring up, and we were fighting. He's in the ring for 20, 30 seconds, and he grabs me, and he's the booker, and he grabs me and goes, go ahead and go on out. I'm like, okay. And so he tosses me, and I fucking go over the top, and then I look around, and he just starts tossing left and right till it comes down to the final 4. They eliminate him and then do their shit. I'm like, so you made this big deal about nobody getting eliminated for 5 minutes, And then you come in there and tell everybody, like, yeah, just go. Get the fuck out.
Champions advantage, Booker's advantage.
I was like,
Yeah.
call on the fly.
You're right.
Or maybe that was just the biggest rib. He was like, I want this to be short, but I'm just going to fuck with everybody to see if they listen to me.
Yeah, we're going to book a real short show tonight, but I'm going to put 11 matches on the damn card.
Oh, God, Jesus, motherfucking Christ.
What'd you say?
Put it on that shit.
Say
Lord
what?
have mercy. We're going to keep it short tonight, guys. We'll
Yeah,
make sure
with-
that... Go there. Dog, why is there 10 fucking matches? I turned around and looked at everybody and said, everybody keep your fucking matches short.
You did. You did.
I'll tell you, my favorite...
It was 9 on the card that night, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you. My favorite battle royal story actually has to do with Josh. Okay, so we're forming the Sevenfold Saints. Equalizer, one of the worst wrestlers you will ever see, comes back to GCW. Equalizer's in the back. Everybody knows the story. Everybody knows because I love telling the story. So Equalizer's over there, putting he has his Josh, what was it? His wife and his 2 daughters in the audience.
Yeah.
Now, Equalizer's a nice guy.
Yes.
I don't even know Equalizer's real name. I don't give a fuck. Nice guy. I was cordial with him. However, could not fucking wrestle. I think that was the biggest rib. It's the fact that motherfucker got over on who he did. So, Equalizer decides he's going to go out. Now, he hasn't been back in some time. I understand that. Prowler's in it. Braddock's in it. The whole point is it's supposed to come down between Dylan Cook, myself, Joshua O'Hagan, Clyde Braddock, and Steve Styles. That was our finals. I look over. Equalizer has been in this motherfucker the entire time. Dan's in the back. Dan goes, will somebody please get him the fuck out of the ring? Well, who's the next person in the ring? Yours truly. I come out there. Now, I go with it. Equalizer has the middle rope screaming. Josh, am I lying?
No.
We'll call Braddock right now. He's like, no, not yet. Not yet. Because I went straight in. I grabbed Braddock. I said, fucking throw Equalizer out. And Braddock was like, well, yes, sir. Braddock goes up there and he grabs the middle rope. Man, I ran as hard as I could, and I kicked Equalizer in the fucking face.
Yeah.
With my size 15 Nazi military boots that I wrestle in. As hard as I could. Boom! And hear me, it hit the ground. The only thing that was funnier than that was, I don't know what the fuck Braddock was doing. Braddock grabbed Josh at the end of that after Josh won the Battle Royal and just threw Josh. Josh disappeared off the fucking camera.
Yeah.
And I hear everybody in the back. Now, Josh is really good about, taking bumps as best you can be to the outside. Josh goes, Josh, I felt like I was watching a fucking Pink Floyd video. It was like, us, and them. Josh just kept going. Josh somehow fucking just hits gravity. It's like Josh realizes, in a Looney Tunes movie or cartoon when they look down, they're like, in there. I guess it was because Josh was going and then Josh just bottomed out.
Yeah.
By the way, for the record, we all agree we all love the Equalizer to death, but you got to think for a second. Equalizer thought more than we did, especially the fact he thought he was
Money!
Yeah, buddy. Here's your Pink Floyd song over. And by the end of the night, he was normally comfortably numb. Oh, wait. No, that was me on a road trip.
He wasn't comfortably.
He would numb.
You can't be that big and be comfortable in anything. I'm sorry.
Braddock gets a hold
Who
of
the
you.
fuck put him in the leotard? Josh,
Hey.
was that a rib? Did you put him in that fucking leotard?
No.
No.
So here,
Oh, you're just...
I just got a Snapchat for us. We have someone, someone's at work right now listening to us live at work. So
We're live, Sid.
So since we're live and you're listening to us live at work, I want to say hello and fuck.
Well, that was money.
Sorry. I'm waiting on a because he was like, damn, he goes, I'm listening to it live and Wiki yelled fuck and I had to turn it down real quick. I was like, good. Oh, and here comes the message right now.
Well, that was a...
Ah, damn it.
Oh, rolling down the hill, snow falling, getting... Sorry. Every time I hear that, I either think Mick Foley or I think
Razor Ramon.
I think Barrel of a Gun by Beastie Boys.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, because this person's listening to us live at their work, if you guys, I don't have Tourette's, but randomly throughout the night, I'm just going to be like, big dick, huge cock, huge cock.
But is it somebody that will get in trouble for it? That's the question. I mean, we do have a no safe for work thing at the beginning.
Yeah, we do. We have that disclaimer at the front of the show.
Who is it? Goddamn, just go ahead and fucking throw them out now. Who is it?
It's James Hardy.
Oh, God, James. James, I'm sorry. James, right?
Huge cock.
So, what I want to know, James Hardy, when James goes to fuck a girl or a guy, does he start, like, jumping around the bed like John Tenta? Boom, boom, boom.
You know what, though?
Hits the rope.
I would
Hits the ropes.
I would pop for that, though.
That would be amazing. James, there's your gimmick. James is like our Flip Gordon, I guess. We're gonna take Charles Anders and James Hardy and put them like, you know how that Marty and Flip take Japan stuff on. We're gonna put them off. It's gonna be Charles and James fuck Alabama.
What? By the way, what's this? The rumor that I hear going around about Charles Anders is up for a role in the all new Saved by the Bell.
Dude, he would
I
be
wish he would be.
He'd be a great Zach Morris.
Yes, he would.
No, he doesn't have the personality of a Zach Morris.
Doesn't matter. He
Yeah,
can
he
act.
does.
He's got
Yeah,
more
he
the
does.
personality of Lisa Turtle.
But he could act.
No. Time out. When you give Charles is getting better on the mic. Charles is getting really good on the mic. However, beforehand, if you gave Charles Anders a mic, yes, that's one thing. Charles is one of the most charismatic guys outside of wrestling. He just doesn't know how to take his ego as himself. He has more ego outside of wrestling than he does in wrestling. That's so weird.
And I love him to death, but that motherfucker can complain.
Fuck yeah, man.
I tell him all the time, I'm like, dude, you always complain.
That was actually recorded in Charles Anders' locker room. Love you, Charles.
And if Charles is listening,
We love you, dude.
sugar cookie. So,
Charles is not listening. Charles does not listen to the show anymore. We embarrass him too much.
yeah, we do.
Other than, okay, look, who have we not embarrassed on this damn show?
I
What-
embarrass myself every time I get on here, so I don't give a shit. But there was no collusion. No collusion with anybody else. Everything I say is mine and mine alone. I know people get mad when they hear certain things.
Oh, God.
I feel like the world's becoming Fahrenheit 451, where we've all censored ourselves to the point where we don't even want to hear anything that we don't agree with. We can now go to social media and block people that we don't agree with their political stance or what they say, and we can just keep it socialized and sanctualized and right to ourselves into what we like, into our beliefs. Hell, now even the ads
Okay,
that you are based off, everything that you like.
Wick.
That's Fahrenheit 451. I'm just saying.
What about Animal Farm?
Animal Farm's a great fucking book.
Boom, I
right
love-
now,
It is.
tonight, folks, we're also going to be talking about the Telltale Heart, Heart for Sonata and Bicycle, Where the Sidewalk Ends.
The Giving
This
Tree.
is Thug Notes. This is Thug Notes with the To Be Determined show.
Welcome to book club, people.
The TBD Book Club. Tonight, 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, F
Man,
you.
This motherfucker ain't got shit on me and Josh.
F
And
you.
that, 50 Shades of Grey by the To Be Determined show. Should ask anybody, any girl that knows me, they know.
By the way, thanks for leaving me out of that equation.
Eddie, we don't know the fucking freaky shit that you're involved with. Everybody knows the freaky shit Josh and I are involved with.
That's because I don't always publicize the freaky shit.
I
that
don't
I'm-
publicize it either. Angie would get drunk and get on here and be like,
Yeah, I know it.
my ass. I was like, baby, you're not supposed to say that.
That's why I will never have an SO on this damn show.
Yeah, but Angie makes this shit fun. Angie's the one that keeps me on my toes. Her reaction sometimes gets me going. But she can't fucking no-sell anything. As we all know any inside joke, we can kind of, just like say something, kind of snicker and go. Angie will be like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that about such and such.
Oh, God, yeah.
Angie.
Okay. Now, let
Hey,
me...
Faye.
Do me a favor. Let's come back. Let's roll it back a topic. Let me hit this real quick. Hold on.
You want to hit that? Okay, pass it this way.
Nope. Okay.
Gungeon means forward, the foot means rewind. You want to request it, so we rewind.
In this day and age, I'm very particular about social media because it's gotten worse. I will engage people on a very rare occasion after they've shown that they can actually hold a conversation. My argument for this is very simple. Okay, let's put this in play. If you have the Wicked Nemesis fan page, and I really didn't mean to use your shoot name, and you also got, everybody knows his shoot name is the Wicked Nemesis, not just Wicked Nemesis,
Right,
the
Pop.
Hey, I started that crap. Not Mabo, I started that.
Yes, you did. You did.
Because I remember the night that
The person start calling me Wick.
No,
Wick.
I remember the first. I remember the first.
All the time. I'm like, you don't know me that well. Put the ED on it. Say it with
No.
respect.
I remember the first time I said I was going to use your shoot name, and I could hear it in your voice. That motherfucker better not say that way. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to.
Somebody had just fucking used it. That fat bitch at fucking GCW was like, Jamie! Jamie!
Oh, you had to say it. I wasn't going to use it. I wasn't going to say that part. But the night that I said I'm going to, don't make me call you by your shoot name, and you're like, "What's this motherfucker?" And then I said the Wicked Nemesis, and I could hear the sigh of relief, like the Goodyear blimp had just released air. That was your.
Everybody knows. My mom's the devil. My mom's not going to shoot me out of her pussy with the name Wicked. No.
But the short version of the story is, if you go on the Enoch Tsarion name and you talk politics, great and wonderful, more power to you. But if you use the Wicked Nemesis page to run politics, I'm going to sit back and say, why? I don't do on my personal page. I may bring something up every once in a while as a cute little tidbit or nugget just to see who's going to bite. But I'm not going to do it on the Fast Eddie Layne page. I know 6 different promoters right now. 5 lean to the left, 1 leans to the right, and they will use their promoter name to fish this shit out there. Look, Michael Jordan, in my opinion, one of the 5 greatest basketball players of all time, had the right answer. Everybody buys stuff. Why do you want?
No. Hold on. I will say this because that is one thing that my son and I have talked about, Eddie. This exact thing about Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's exact quote was, "Even Republicans buy sneakers."
Yeah, I know. I was paraphrasing.
But I'm just saying, like, you have to put that in context for the simple fact that he's saying he's a Democrat, but he's not putting it out there. That's what it, but he's also faced a lot of backlash from that over the last 20 years.
That's because we've gotten so fucking sensitive about everything. Look, and you tried to goad me on election day a year and a half ago about, well, I guess you voted for Trump today. No, I voted for Yosemite Sam. I remember that discussion. You keep wanting to put me in the extreme religious right Republican conservative bracket when I'm not. I'm a centrist. I'm a constitutionalist. But I listen to both sides because somebody out there is going to eventually make sense. I have friends who are Democrats, I have friends who are liberals, I have friends who are conservatives, and they're Republicans. And I listen to both sides. And the one that makes the most logical argument that shows me the issues, I listen to the most. I don't do the name-calling bullshit. I don't do the mudslinging bullshit. I'm an issues voter. I'm not a label. I'm a person. But that's where it's like you were making a reference to that a minute ago, and I felt the need to expand on that one more time. Look, and the fact of the matter stands. Remember back in the day when we were guarded about our privacy and things that we did, and now we're putting all this crap out there on social media? Before it's over with, over 300 million people are going to have an account on Pornhub.
Yeah, you're right.
And some don't need one.
Josh!
Oh, please. Josh has been on more websites than frickin' Kim Kardashian.
Oh, God. But, my thing is, I think that
if
you feel strongly about something, you should let it be known. I've always voted independent. I've always voted Green Party since I was able to vote. And this year I'm voting Democrat. This year I have decided to vote Democrat. I don't like how everything's going in the White House. But you see, I'm pro-gun. I'm anti-war. I'm pro-choice. And even though I consider myself a Christian, I think that religion should have nothing to do with politics.
You and I are 4 for 4. You and I are 4 for 4 right there.
So, but where does that put us? That puts us in independent. That puts us in the party all to itself. And I have voted every year that I could since I have been able to vote.
Ditto that.
But, I mean...
Hell, I voted for you for governor one time.
I know I voted for you, fucking lieutenant governor, and treasurer, Mabo. I voted for Mabo for treasurer. You know, that year for governor, I think I got like 4 votes.
The last time around, I got 35. I'm happy. Hey, look, I can go to my deathbed knowing 35 people had enough free time to sit back and say, yeah, let's write this motherfucker in. I was happy.
This year, my vote is going for Democrats. I can't stand how everything's going. I'm tired of living in this shithole fucking state. Yes, I said shithole, and I'm not backtracking that. This shithole fucking state with a terrible fucking education. And yeah, at least we're not Mississippi, but goddamn Alabama, we've been saying that for as long as I can remember. That's always been like the motto of Alabama. Well, at least we're not Mississippi. Well, goddamn, at least Mississippi's trying to fucking do shit to progress.
Hey, at least Mississippi has freaking casinos over there, not to mention they have our part.
Amen.
Amen. I have said this, and we're going to go off on this tangent for a hot second. Here comes my side of the coin like a big dog, kids. Get ready, and if you've got something you want to say about this, I don't care. I'm not talking to Wick. I'm talking to everybody listening right now because this is the God's honest truth, in my humble opinion. You know, I live in Alabama. I'm an Alabama native. And over the last couple of decades, Mercedes-Benz. Now, I've lived in central Alabama the majority of my life. Mercedes-Benz goes to Northport, Tuscaloosa. Honda goes to Lincoln. Hyundai and Nissan come to Alabama, north and south of Birmingham, respectively. And I've heard Toyota's going to make a presence here in Alabama, nowhere near Birmingham. Amazon is going to build a freaking regional distribution center in Bessemer, Alabama, outside of the Birmingham city limits.
And don't forget Google. Google's doing their microfibers in Vestavia,
which is outside of the Birmingham city limits. But both of those last two are still in Jefferson County. Now, the fact of the matter stands for me. I have watched people go in and out of elected office in Birmingham, including the mayor's office. Would you please tell me, for the love of all that is right in this world, why they can't find a way to attract high-dollar, heavy employment-based businesses to the central Alabama, i.e. Birmingham area, because somebody ain't getting a God-blessed payoff. That's why. And I'm sick and tired of it. I mean, I'm the number one person who sits back and goes, Birmingham needs something big. A $45,000 seat stadium is not going to be the be-all, end-all for what happens in this area. No. You get more traffic through Uptown for people going to Texas Day, Brazil than you would. I mean, hell, Top Golf is almost packed every night of the week. But it's not going to be 45,000 seats in a stadium. They're going to build...
But here's another thing, Eddie, really quick about that. Or also ostracizing certain communities, like the Yellow Rose. They have some of the best Tejana music people out there. Josh knows that. Like,
okay,
the way that they send all those people through, but they keep it regionalized. That's what it is. It's separation equals power in the state of Alabama.
Okay.
People, I'm telling you right now, I live in Anniston. If you were to segregate Anniston, nobody would have a problem with it.
Okay, but let me also say this. I live in Shelby County. I can't walk outside and throw a rock in any one of 8 different directions, including the subdivided directions, without hitting a Latino-based business. Look, I'm free enterprise all day long. Yay, capitalism 7 days a week. So
you got to say it in Austin Powers' voice. Yay, capitalism.
You know how I meant that. I stole it from you.
I stole Austin Powers.
There you go.
I love that movie.
It's cute. But the thing about it is, we live in a time. Yes, Josh. Okay, that's a hint.
Well, hold on. I just want to talk about the fact that you just said Austin Powers was a cute movie.
I thought Dumb and Dumber was cute too.
Well, that was a different type of footing.
Yeah, Austin Powers.
Each
Is,
on. Yeah, we need gambling in Alabama. There you go. That's what Eddie's trying to say.
there we go.
Revenue.
Yes, we need revenue. We need jobs in Birmingham. We need high firepower revenue to put people to work, to get people out of the hole in which they live and improve the quality of life in Birmingham or Jefferson County.
And we need a wrestling company that's going to fucking actually have wrestling. Oh, sorry. That doesn't sell, as we all know.
It depends on where you put it.
I know
If
where
you
I'd
put
like to
it,
put it.
if you put it in a building that has decent frontage that actually helps you advertise.
That's what she said.
No, that's why my porn career didn't go anywhere.
I like that frontage, you know what I'm saying?
There you go.
So, Eddie, you're saying that if you had proper signage, your porn career would have taken off?
No, if I'd
Eddie,
have had
we
proper
can take care of that.
if I'd have had
Yeah.
proper frontage, trust me.
Hey, there's a lot of guys with proper backage that make good money in porn.
Look, I'll lay it on the line. And okay, this is the joke I've always told about myself. I'm hung like a mile marker on a Hot Wheels track. And everybody who knows that's a lie, too.
They're hard to put together.
It's Micro Machines.
It's hard to put together.
There's a little trigger on it.
I know it.
It hurts when you get spanked with it.
You know when they fly off the track and hit you in the eye?
Oh, God.
Girls know what I'm talking about, you know.
Okay, let's fuck with everybody for a second here. So, how about the scenario with Kurt? Huh?
As I think we already have.
How about that scenario with Paul Heyman and Kurt Angle from Monday Night Raw?
Hey, what's that? What's Monday Night Raw? Nobody watches that anymore. So.
Actually, SmackDown. Dude,
Speaking of wrestling being dead.
Really? No, SmackDown's numbers are up this week.
Because SmackDown's wrestling. They have divided Raw into sports entertainment and wrestling. Even the writers. I mean, you just fucking put Cien Almas in against AJ Styles. He had no reaction. I watched the highlights of it. A few people cheered there. Yay. He had a pretty good match with AJ. You got to watch out. He's going to have to build up that big fort. Because they coming for him.
Dude, why? There's no. Look at the 6 men they had. I'm flabbergasted.
I see that.
Monday, they did the 2 triple threat matches.
Right.
And then the 2 winners would wrestle next week to decide who wrestles Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
So, Drew.
And who was it?
So, well, hold on. The first match was Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor versus
Drew.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre. Either Finn or Drew would have benefited, even if they didn't win the match next week, would have benefited greatly from that win.
From the rub, yeah.
The next match was Bobby Lashley, Elias, and who else?
Seth?
Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Yeah, Seth. I'm sorry. It's like, I know he's in the equation somewhere. Where the hell did he go?
But let's look at this. Finn won his match at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
Drew didn't wrestle, but he had a big role in his match at Extreme Rules. Bobby Lashley won his match at Extreme Rules. Elias didn't even wrestle at Extreme Rules, did he?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. So Elias wasn't even there, so he could say it. But Seth lost his match, and Roman lost his match.
Yeah, but Seth looked damn good doing his match.
Seth did. So Seth could even say, "Hey, I want this opportunity. You know, I'm not. You know, I lost this. I want to move on to something different." That Seth's got a thing. Elias, he's been, he's making waves. But there's a future for him because he's so young. Bobby Lashley won his match at Extreme Rules against the uncrowned Universal Champion. So wouldn't that if you're going by uncrowned, wouldn't Bobby Lashley now be the uncrowned Universal Champion?
No, he'd be the uncrowned champion.
Exactly. So Roman just lost the night before in a singles match clean to Bobby Lashley. So if Lashley's out there saying, I deserve to, have this opportunity, how does Roman fit into that? Like, Roman's like the one guy who lost clean, who was in this thing, they should have been like, dude, you wrestled Lashley and you lost last night. You have no room to be in this discussion right now.
But he does, due to the fact of the way that they put over the way that he got screwed at GRR
Yeah.
with his feet officially touching first, but the referee's decision is final.
So technically, if he would have been the champion, he would have lost the belt last night.
To Bobby Lashley.
He would have lost the belt to Bobby Lashley because Lashley pinned him clean. So at that thing saying, you went one-on-one with this guy who's saying he deserves a shot. The guy beat you. So story-wise, Line, he's still like, whatever. So I can understand that, but do you realize how many other cool setups you could have had? Like, imagine another match with, like, Finn and Seth. Or Seth and Drew McIntyre getting to go for a chance at that, and it's Seth's chance to get revenge for losing the Intercontinental title. Like, there's other storylines that you could have worked.
See, the way I would have done it, and this is just me talking, I would have sat back and actually done it. You have 4 matches this week on Raw, and then you have a fatal 4-way the following week on Raw to determine who's going to face Lesnar at SummerSlam. You get 2 more people invited up to that top echelon. You may be able to smell a mile away that they have no chance of going over, but the fact of the matter is you could be treated to a damn good match that you're going to sit back and say, well, hell, that's better than I thought it was going to be. And in this day and age, it's that statement right there that a lot of fans, looking on the message boards, looking in the chat rooms, that was better than I thought it was going to be.
And you know Brock's not going to lose his title at SummerSlam, right?
Of course not. Paul Heyman, in his promo in the opening of Raw, solidified everything I've been saying for the last few weeks, practically verbatim. So thank you, WWE Creative, for making me appear to be totally right again.
I didn't hear his promo. So I have no idea what you're talking about, Eddie.
You know what I've been saying about the Universal title and Brock Lesnar.
That he's going to go and beat Daniel Cormier for the UFC title, and then he'll be the unified, reigning, defending UFC and WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion?
WWUFCE champion.
That's a weird. Can we
Well,
just
remember,
get?
we did have WWE CW for a while.
But the thing is, he's got a very good chance of beating Daniel Cormier.
Now that Cormier does what he does best.
What, wrestle
Take
or dirty box?
that too.
First of all, Brock is way too strong, even clean. Way too strong. And yeah, Daniel's a great wrestler,
And so is Brock.
but so is Brock. Brock is a top level wrestler. They even said they used to train together back before like the Olympics and stuff.
The part that tipped me off about the fact that Lesnar will go over in his UFC Heavyweight Championship match against Cormier is the fact that Cormier said, and I quote, "I will be retiring on my birthday in March." How many people in WWE or UFC go out as champion?
You know,
Very few, if ever. The only one that comes to mind in recent history, Edge.
Yeah. I think that is the only one.
Edge and Gail Kim.
I think Gail dropped her title right at the last minute
Okay. Then Edge.
before she retired. I think the pay-per-view that she, but don't quote me on that. I watched the pay-per-view, but I'm pretty sure she dropped it the night she retired. But don't quote me on that. That was, I try to catch Impact every now and then. But
don't
since I
quote
find
me,
out
boy,
people
because I ain't
sleep-
said shit.
But yeah, the main person that I can think of in the last 5-10 years that has left as champion, Edge.
By the way, shout out to all the pears. Josh, you eating a pear?
No. I'm eating new bold barbecue flavored bugles. America's #1
Bugles.
finger hat.
Bugles, where you can put them on your thumbs and your fingers and appear to be Freddy Krueger.
They understand that people do that on the bag. Like on the cover of the bag, there's a picture of a hand with a bunch of bugles on it, and it says America's
kidding me.
#1 finger hat.
You're fucking kidding me.
No, they've embraced
No,
the fact that everybody does it.
I'm looking at the face of the bag right now. It's in the top right-hand corner of the bag. It's a white area with a outline of a hand with bugles on fingers 1 through 4, not on the thumb. America's #1 finger hat.
Oh, so they're saying the thumb's not a finger. Okay, so thank you, Bugles, for finally putting a nail in that coffin.
Man, that debate's been going on for years. Chicken, egg, finger, thumb. You know, it's all the same.
Hooker, credit card.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I've never seen so many
it's
dead
like
hookers.
Bad lip on bad.
God knows I have.
Look forward to seeing that as a new wrestling angle here in the state of Alabama.
What? Hooker credit card? Oh, it's easy. Karen
Yeah.
Angle.
No, it's going to be hooker, credit card, thumb.
I died laughing a couple of last week because there is a convention going to take place over
Oh
in
my
the
God, we're on the phone with a ghost. Everybody hang up.
Man, I think your house is haunted. Man, I hate you. Why am I even talking to you?
Let's make it the clay pot. Oh, my love.
Hey, man, you missed the wedding. We had a cheese fondue set. It was like a cheese fountain. Had like 7 different types of cheese. It was really nice.
Yes, and Josh was fonduing with certain people that night.
So, did you used to work at the comedy club?
Oh, God. Fucking crazy people. Dude, people are crazy as shit. Watch this. Hey, Eddie, remember when we shook hands and you gave me scurvy? And you're like, I've never had scurvy. You're like, oh, all right, have a good day.
No.
And then I just walk away. Would that not be a weird thing if I just came up and said, hey, man, how's your scurvy? And you're like, I don't have scurvy. And they're like, oh. And then they just leave. You're like, well, now I know that person's got scurvy.
I already had a comeback for it, so go ahead. It's like if you come up, shake
That time
hands.
we ate that orange together.
Say it again.
Remember that time we ate that orange together? Now you have scurvy? I have scurvy. You have scurvy.
Like, no, I don't have scurvy.
If I ate an orange, I don't have scurvy. Oh, okay, never mind. It was a lemon. That's what it was.
It was a Lyman.
Oh, it was Sprite.
That's a Legionnaire's disease.
There you go. So who are you, Cosmic Boy or Lightning Lad?
Oh, God. I'm not Lightning Lad, I promise you that. More like Black Lightning.
All right.
I'm Black Velvet, if you please.
Ah!
Boom. There you go. Waiting for those panties to get wet, bitches.
Drop them. Drop them. They're too wet to stay on. Drop them. Large cock. Anyway.
Body wet. Come, girl. Let me get your body wet.
Thank you, Yin Yang Twins.
Dude, look, I met the Yin Yang Twins, and of course, y'all know me. I go up to shake the smallest of Yin Yang Twins' arm, not realizing he had a strong arm. Of course, he got for his fucking strong arm. And, I'm white. I had long hair at the time. I think it was like purple, and
You're not white.
I was
You're
backstage.
He's Native American.
Native American.
You racist son of a bitch.
Look, I reached out to shake.
I am not racist. I hate everybody.
I reached out to shake his hand, and sure enough, strong arm. So you know how hard it is to try to be cool?
Yeah.
Switch hands. Oh, let me give you my left hand.
Yeah.
Sir, you have a fucking strong arm. But bitches love you. You're going to be their bull for the evening. They're going to do everything they can to be in your fucking shitty $50 video at Banana Joe's. Anyways, moving on.
Wow.
Come, girl. Come get your body back. Oh.
So, Ronda Rousey.
True. So James Hardy has now been fired from his job for listening to us live. So.
There you go.
Wet pussy. There's a good chance of it.
Cream pie. Cream pie.
I swear I don't have Tourette's. For people tuning in late, they're just nibble biter.
They're like, what in the fuck did I turn into? What is this?
You mean turn on to or tune
Center
into?
for ants?
It's gonna be at least twice this big.
This to be at least 4 times the size.
Thank you for tuning
Here,
into Mosquitoes.
Merman, Dad. Merman.
Merman!
Oh, shit.
I got the black lung pup.
I love it. Everyone's wondering to see what you can do.
They're breakdance fighting.
Mike Reno, Loverboy.
I was in tears. People were like shaking their heads when we went to see Zoolander, and like we saw it opening night, and people were like so mad at it. People got up and walked out. I was dying.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, I
was the world's #1 hand model.
Young Derek, you son of a bitch! Yeah, baby, look at it. Is that from Home and Gardens? July 97? It was amazing, I'm saying. Right now, nobody has any idea. We are quoting Zoolander, by the way. Zoolander, the first one, not Zoolander #2.
Did you not think I was a good you Googleist?
Where's my you Googly? This is you Googly. You know, there was a moment, Josh, when you guys were pinned up between that Sherpa
and the Finnish dwarf.
I thought, wow, he really got something.
This is much better than Ronda Rousey.
Listen to your friend Billy Zane.
He knows what he's talking about. No, thank you. I can derelict my own balls, Capitan.
Oh, that's such a good movie.
That's Billy Zane. Billy Zane for the win, I'm just saying.
That's just that the first one was so. The second one was all right, but I was like, it's not the first one.
Oh, the second one. I thought it was funny. I laughed my ass off.
Oh no, I liked it, but it wasn't the first one. Like
it's kind of like the Kingsman. The Golden Circle is like Kingsman 1 was really good because it was different, and they tried too hard on Kingsman: The Golden Circle.
Yeah, but I still like it.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like it.
I like both the Kingsmen. I like the world that they built for it. Like just like the inner workings and the different, like the Statesman and the Kingsmen. Like I enjoyed what they trap you in. Like your mind gets brought into this whole world because it's not just, oh, this is a guy. Da, da. Like they create this whole fucking world for you. But yeah, the second one, it went a little over the top.
They tried too hard.
Yeah, like the arm that can walk around after it got ripped off the dude's body. They remote controlled it. And...
Yeah, I'm almost worried to see what they're going to do for a third one.
But see, that's Martin Millar. Martin Millar had, he signed a deal with Netflix, and they're about to unleash his universe upon everybody. And Martin Millar, all of his books are like that. All of his graphic novels, all of his comic books are just like that. They're all as outrageous as... I haven't seen the second Kingsman, but as the first Kingsman, as crazy as it is. So,
you know what? As far as what I'm waiting on is the Equalizer 2.
I was gonna fucking throw a joke out tonight, Josh. At some point, I was gonna throw some joke out and be like, Josh, so how does it feel to become the Equalizer? What'd you do to that girl?
Yeah, that's fucking. That's gonna be a good movie. The first one was so good. And you really see the influence that John Wick has had on the action movie genre.
Oh yeah, definitely. 100. I saw a video last night about that. John Wick's influence.
Oh yeah, where look at the fucking new Jodie Foster movie. The fucking the
hotel, whatever it was.
Yeah, with the hotel where it's a sanctuary. Yeah. I mean, dude, that's straight out of the John Wick, like with the Hotel Continental. But there's so many movies now that are going on this same type of premise, and it's working. There's a lot of good films. Like, I'm looking forward to it. But Equalizer 2 is one that I'm looking forward to, and Glass.
Yes, definitely 100,000%.
Oh yeah, I am so ready for Glass. Friday, from Comic-Con, they are releasing the first trailer for Glass.
I know. I'm waiting on that, and I'm waiting on the Aquaman trailer. Even though Angie cannot watch it. If I can't watch a Trish Stratus Dinner for Three, she definitely watches the fucking Aquaman trailer.
Hey, Eddie, remember we were talking about this wrestling federation earlier that I'd never heard about? Did Trish Stratus ever work any matches for that one?
I don't know. I didn't know Trish Stratus was actually ever active in wrestling. I mean, I knew she was a fitness model and a fetish model, but did she ever get involved in wrestling?
I think once or twice she had a couple matches.
Oh, okay. So
she worked for a small company up north.
Like I said, I've never known her to be a part of professional wrestling.
Oh.
Did she work for MCW?
No, but On Tuesdays, you can find her at the Alabaster Movie Theater where you have matinee
Matinee shows
all day long.
And that's where I was last night for Ant-Man and Wasp.
That was a good movie.
It was excellent.
Wait, you haven't seen it yet, Wick?
Deadpool 2.
You what?
I haven't seen Deadpool 2. I have not
I have
seen
not
Deadpool
seen that
2.
one yet.
I've seen Deadpool 2 3 times. I've seen Avengers 3 times.
I've seen Avengers like 8 times.
And I've seen Ant-Man and Wasp twice already.
3 times in theaters.
Yeah. And you're like, in theaters.
Correct.
Let me premise that. Theaters. No, like, I'm...
In the theater. Yeah, actually, I'm planning to go see Deadpool 2 next week if it's still at the M-Star in Alabaster.
Yep. And that's actually where I had to go see it. That's the only theater left in Birmingham and the surrounding areas that is showing Deadpool still.
Really?
Yes, it has left all the other theaters. Alabaster Movie Theater, where on Tuesdays it's matinee prices all day long.
The M-Star in Alabaster, right off of Interstate 65 at exit 238.
Right behind Ruby Tuesdays.
Just down the street from it, yeah.
Where you can have the garden bar as one of your sides now.
So let me see. I'm looking at next Tuesday right now. Equalizer 2.
Harry Balls. Okay.
Mamma Mia, Hotel Transylvania, Skyscraper, Ant-Man Wasp. No, it will not be there next week.
Well, then you better go see it soon, or you're waiting on Blu-ray DVD release.
4K.
Oh, yeah. 4K, definitely. I'm actually, you know what? It was a decent movie, but I'm really waiting on Ready Player One on 4K. I think that'll be it'll look really good on 4K.
It should.
It was a decent movie, interesting concept. Again, kind of where the world's headed. You know, everybody's VR shopping, buying stuff. Like you just put your suit on and get in there and do it. Do your thing. Do your stuff. Take them out.
Well, it's kind of like Monday and Tuesday, technically, were Amazon Prime Day. Started Monday at around 2 o'clock Central Time. And I'm going to be brutally honest. Y'all know how high I've been on Amazon, especially Prime, for the last couple of years. I just was not impressed with a lot of the stuff they were putting on Amazon Prime.
So you've been high on Amazon Prime?
Yes, I have.
I thought you were...
It's like the spice.
Oh, the spice is life.
That's right.
I mean...
Holy real.
When back at Christmas time, I could buy a Seagate 2 terabyte portable drive for...
Seagate? Dude, I love that TV show. That was the shit when I was a kid. But...
Yeah, I know. I especially like Seagate 1.
That's also where they held Luke Cage in season 1 of Luke Cage. He was in Seagate.
I thought it was Blackgate.
Why does it got to be black? Why can't it just be a Seagate?
Why can't it be turquoise?
It's Luke Cage.
Yeah.
It could be
People
teal.
Hey,
Good at all.
I will say this, though. Interesting thing. This is not a spoiler of anything. You know how at the Harlem Paradise in Luke Cage, every episode they had like this different act performing?
Right.
And they would always give them some screen time so you could hear their music. And it was a good, like, a way for a lot of these smaller performers up there to get a lot of recognition. Like, hey, I'm on Netflix. Like, I'm on Luke Cage. This year, they actually, on one of the episodes, guess who they had performing? Come on,
Method Man.
KRS-One.
Oh my God.
Yes.
What did he perform?
No spoilers, man. Come on.
Yeah, he did Too Short's new song.
That was good. You'll like it, I promise.
Too short.
He
I'm
was-
gonna act like you didn't say that.
KRS-One got on stage. He goes, "Come on, girl, let me get your body wet."
Oh, girl, let me get you.
Clitoris.
Whoop, whoop, that's the sound of the police. Whoop whoop, that's the sound of the beast. Hey, so I want to ask you guys really quick. Well, I know that we are gonna have a short show tonight, but has anyone heard the theory? We've all seen Thor Ragnarok, so fuck you. Spoilers. It's been out for almost a year now.
Yeah, if you haven't seen
Thor
Thor Ragnarok.
Dude, it's on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, and digital. The time for spoiler protection is done.
It's on Netflix as well.
Yeah.
So the scene where they grab the three-handled, what would be considered a trident, and Korg makes the joke about you can stab 3 vampires walking down a small hallway. That is from, of course, What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, amazing movie.
They're saying that the way that Thor just kind of brazenly was like, yeah, of course, it acknowledges the fact that vampirism is something that happens, or vampirism, as I say on the West Coast or in D&D, is something that Korg's people know about and the Asgardians know about, and that's how they're going to introduce Blade.
Well, you also know that they're planning a Morbius film.
Yeah, but that's going to be one of those ones that's, it's done by Sony, so it's going to be
I know, but if they're looking at anything like that, then that would be, a good indicator.
Open notation, Sony, please just give up any Marvel properties that you have because you have butchered everything so far. So please drop it, sell it back, let it go. You're done.
Man, I'm hoping they do well with the Venom movie. And the fact that they've acknowledged that Venom's going to have the white Spider-Man logo, which makes me think if Spider-Man's not in this universe, then how in the fuck can you have the Spider-Man logo? But I digress. I hope that it goes well. Venom, of course, was the first quote-unquote anti-hero that I ever liked, even before I liked Darth Vader. Venom, I had Lethal Enforcer #1 for years, and fucking this fat kid stole it. Josh Sanker. So I went to his house. He had a fucking 10-foot goal that you could lower down to 9 foot. He always loved to lower down his goal. I knew he was one that stole it. I went over to his house and proceeded to break his backboard with a dunk. Shaq-style gorilla dunk. Take his backboard, throw it through his fucking window, and then kick him in the balls as hard as I could, and I left and never saw that kid again.
You mentioned Shaq, and it got me started thinking about the celebrity softball game during MLB All-Star Weekend. I love the fact... So what?
What's an MLB? What is that?
MLB, Major League Baseball.
I'm kidding with you.
Okay. Yeah. And they introduced Shaq. Originally, he was out behind the the main fence, and they had a full setup for him as DJ Diesel. And then, yeah, I know, crowd went batshit crazy for a minute, so he decided to come down and he decided to play for one of the two teams. He was designated hitter, struck out the first time, got on base. I don't even remember him getting on base, but thought it was funny as hell, him striking out. But the person who actually impressed me the most, not really, there was a bunch of people that impressed me similarly. The Miz did very well for himself during the celebrity softball game. Thought for a minute, he clocked a double. I think he struck out once, got a single, and somebody said he got a home run, but I missed it. But Miz looked really good in that game. I was impressed with him. And you had some great talent. I mean, one of my favorite moments for the Celebrity All-Star game this weekend, other than seeing Miz on the field and actually doing well for himself, was the factor of the Hawk, Andre Dawson. One of my favorite players of all time. Tremendous individual, great ball player. Glad to see him up and around and definitely on the field. He was looking really good too. I mean, it's one of those circumstances where, this, of course, one of my favorite softball players of all time, Jenny Finch, was there, and she still looks awesome.
That's why everybody was striking out in the fucking softball game right there. Don't give a shit. Dude, Jenny Finch should not be allowed to be in those games.
Jenny Finch should not be allowed to wear anything.
I said to be in those games, goddammit. In those games, Eddie.
Sure, okay, fine.
She's one of the greatest fucking athletes of all time.
She is.
One of the greatest female athletes of all time, definitely.
No, drop the gender identifier. Sorry, dude, she is one of the best athletes of all time.
Well, well, yes, that as well. I gender identify, Eddie.
Well, I mean...
I'm a wicked. Oh, dear God, everything went off. Okay, so just to wrap the show up, I guess.
So, we're at the top of the hour. Do we want to keep it running through, or what are we doing?
Well, let's just go ahead and finish up the show. Okay, Josh, anything in wrestling that caught your eye this week?
Every week I'm still amazed at how tiny Drew McIntyre's head is compared to his body. But the beard throws you off so you don't notice it. So good for him with the beard and the hair. It totally masks your tiny head. Good job. Aside from that, not really. I do know that this coming Saturday, though, one of our locals has a really good opportunity coming up.
Yes.
Charles Zanders will be wrestling for Ring of Honor this coming Saturday. I think it's the future of ROH tournament.
Where's the show going to be at?
I think it's in Atlanta.
Cool. Back over in Gwinnett County. Very nice. Duluth.
How do you know that?
Duluth, Georgia. That's where they normally run.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that.
Yeah. I've been to I've been to a couple of those shows.
Have you?
Yeah.
How come you never invited me?
Because I was riding with somebody else.
And?
I don't always invite people when I'm the guest in somebody
No, I
else's
meant
house.
like you could have been like, hey man, why don't you meet us over there? We're going to go see a show.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could have invited me. Do you not like hanging out with me or something? Is it something I said? Is it because I watch you sleep?
Yeah, get out from under my bed.
Okay.
You remind me too much of Fez from that 70s show when you do that.
I got a roommate. Good old Jack. Sometimes he watches me sleep. His feet bleed.
Yes. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't even know what
He's like, I get it. I got it. All right. I don't want... Go to... In the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king. And in the land of skunks, the man with no nose is king. He's, dude, what are you doing?
Get over here. We need you to discuss. Okay.
Sorry.
God damn it. Hey, there's a hooker in the trunk of that car. Or dead hooker. There's a dead hooker in the trunk of that car.
Is
God
this...
damn it.
How much is she charging?
I've never seen so many dead hookers in my life. God knows I have. The one director is like, yeah, I have no.
Oh, look.
And now he's using the chainsaw on me.
What smells like fish?
Wait, you weren't a wire? Are you a cop? All right. No, but yeah, Charles has got a good opportunity. He's going to be over there, so that's really good for him. And then the rest of the stuff I'll talk about when we have what's coming up.
Eddie, something caught your eye in professional wrestling.
Yeah, that really bad elbow delivered to Lashley by Reigns, and you could tell that Lashley was going to be the one exposed to going over in that match because they kept protecting him after that. And then when Lashley was finally able to get his wits about him, they picked the match back up. Extreme Rules was not a horrible show. It wasn't a great show. There are moments, and I'm just going to sit back and say that the women's match just wasn't that good.
Which women's match?
Exactly.
No, there was two.
I know. Anything featuring Carmella is not going to be that good. I am not a Carmella fan, have not been a Carmella fan, nor will I be a Carmella fan. She could pose for Playboy, and I would get a subscription to Field and Stream.
I'm getting the weird vibe that you don't like Carmella. Dude.
Just not a fan.
Just tell us how you really feel.
Just not a fan. I don't think she's that talented. Her promos are crap.
Just be honest. You just don't like the Lakers.
I bleed Laker purple and gold, and if LeBron James can shut up LeVar Ball, I will become a LeBron James fan.
Dude, Carmella was a Laker girl.
So
you guys have
was
so
also
much.
an independent wrestler.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't always pay attention to the Laker girls when there's a basketball game going on.
Well, usually they're out there when they're not playing.
That's when they're at commercial.
I'm just going to say this.
Paula Abdul was a Laker girl.
Cheerleading should not be involved in basketball. Go ahead.
There's no crying in baseball.
Excellent movie.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. Oh my God. So, somebody's going to kill me for saying this.
Yeah.
Somebody that we know, you remember the song off that was "This Used to Be My Playground."
Yeah, Madonna.
Somebody that we know was being stalked at one point when we were younger, and they actually played that. They played that song, the entire song, on his answering machine. This is how long ago it was. Answering machines were a thing, and it was the creepiest thing in the world. And we could, there was no caller ID had just become a thing. We could not afford a caller ID phone at the time. and we tried to star 69 it, but they star 68 us. I could not believe that.
Trumped.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Star 68. It would always block your star 69. So I have not
I think
seen
it was
the
star
movie since
67.
then because- Or was it star 67?
It was star 67 that caller ID block.
Well, that's what they star 67. So you just killed my joke on that. But anyways, yeah, somebody we know was actually stalked with the song from that movie, and I have not seen that movie in years because of that. When I hear "This used to be my playground," I instantly think about walking in with that certain person and hearing this and just being like, "What in the fuck?" I said, "You need to watch where you put your dick, motherfucker! Goddamn, who'd you fuck to piss off like this?"
Park with the
really
park
insane.
with the driver's side door towards the house.
His car ended up getting keyed like shortly thereafter, and they sliced his tires, and somebody took a shit and stuck it in his muffler, just one turd in his muffler. I was like, well, you really are no banana in the tailpipe type of guy.
Sure they weren't being stalked by Randy Orton?
Dude, it was a turd. Somebody stuck a turd in his tailpipe.
Yeah, Randy Orton will take a shit in your bag.
Yeah.
He will do
yes.
that. Or
But one turd, that means somebody, and I told this, somebody had to pick up one turd and stick it in his tailpipe.
No, here's the thing. They had to find one turd that perfectly fit the tailpipe. So we don't know how many turds they went through to get to that point.
And you know there was no X-Lax involved.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that.
Like, no, this one's not good. We need a thicker one. Find me a thicker one. Well,
I didn't smoke or drink at the time, so I haven't really thought about that. Next time I do acid, maybe I need to. Next time I take a trip.
Yeah, that's it.
Your passport's all prepared, sir.
Yes, it is. Dude. I'm not getting scurvy. I know that much.
God.
That's just. This used to be my playground.
So, Wick,
Used to
what stuck out?
be-
What caught your eye this week in wrestling?
Somebody, just remembering that look on the face of the person we're talking about when we found a turd in his tailpipe. No, SmackDown, from what I've seen of it, was really good, especially after the pay-per-view. The ratings are falling, except SmackDown, jumping up. Thank God. I was very surprised at the video you sent me, Josh. So Josh described this Trip Cassidy video, and I like Trip. Trip seems like an okay guy. I love the Carnies to death. To see what I have been seeing happen over the last 2 or 3 years as people that were considered respectable in wrestling in the state of Alabama refuse to work Alabama, or retiring, or going and doing stuff outside of the state. With GCW shutting down, there was a huge black hole in wrestling. And to see that, and to see that there are people that is not just something that we see here, it's everywhere. Because those guys wrestle the exact same way everywhere they go.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very rare that you see somebody that will wrestle a different style in another region or at another promotion. And that's even some of these guys that work heel or face. Look at some of these guys that work as, like, Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens. If I were to watch that with not knowing any context of what was going on, I would think that Braun Strowman was the heel.
Yeah.
Like, people don't even know to wrestle. People don't know how to. There's like maybe 10 workers in the state of Alabama, honestly. I don't give a fuck what they say. People are, I'm a worker, I did this, I did that. No, you're not. No, because you don't work. You go out there and you wrestle. And to see what it's become, and to see the guys that like Trip Cassidy, doing seminars and being put on this pedestal, and watching, Bannerman Dan use a fucking flip-flop for years and never be eliminated and never get fucking disqualified. Seeing people get mad because Charles Anders fucking got a Ring of Honor tryout. Get the fuck over yourself. You got guys like Double A that are hurt. Guys like Alistair. I know Alistair lives in Georgia, but Alistair Crowley is in here, he's in here fucking just busting his ass. He's in here fucking, with a broke leg. because somebody broke his leg on a fucking spot they shouldn't be doing anyways. Then you have Double A, who got hurt in a freak accident, who is now rehabbing himself. There's talent there, but the guys that really bust their asses are the guys that either get shit on or they're not being used properly. We tried to use those guys at ZAW. We tried to use guys that, we thought could put asses in the seats. Maybe I misused them. Maybe we didn't promote it right. Maybe there was no signs out front of celebrations. Maybe the fact that Veronica left and took her ring and we had to pay an extra $300 a show, But to see where it is and to see that match and 20 seconds into it, that's all I needed to see. And I actually told Josh, fuck you for sending me that.
Yeah.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. However, here we are.
I'm surprised you didn't say one thing throughout that entire dissertation.
I was trying to be fucking like, yeah. I mean, I could really fucking take out the goddamn flamethrower if you wanted me to. I'm trying. To be nice.
No. There's one thing. There's
me
one
not
thing.
Drinking anymore has really calmed me because I can lose my shit right now.
Okay, what I was going to say was, and the one thing that surprised me when you used the W word. This is something that you've said, I've said, Josh has said, a number of us, Clyde Braddock, Tasha Simone, Matt Denton, throughout the entire run of TBD and beyond ringside. You, as in, folks, if you're in this industry, you don't call yourself a worker. Your contemporaries and your peers will do that for you. You can call yourself a wrestler all day long, but when you call yourself a worker...
Actually, you can't call yourself a wrestler until you finish training.
Oh, there you go. And you can't call yourself... And you can't call yourself a good hand either. Others, if you are deserving and have earned it, will call you that. So you don't have to. Worker and good hand coming out of your own mouth equates to nothing more than empty, meaningless blowing of your own horn.
Yeah, you're right. And I mean, think about how many people have promotions, how many people, quote unquote, train people that they never fucking finish training. God damn, I wish everybody went through what I went through with Johnny Slaughter and Damon Taz, Damon Christopher, whatever you want to call him, and Brian Alexander. They knew I wanted to be the next Bobby the Brain Heenan when I first got into business. I know I've told everybody this, and I'll say it the day I die. I never thought about being the first Wicked Nemesis. I always wanted to be the next Bobby Heenan until I got into the business. But like they told me first day, I said, I'm a little overwhelmed by all this. I wanted to be a manager. And they said to be a great manager, you at least got to be a good wrestler.
Bingo.
And 100% correct. But then you see guys like Jeff Bailey and Dan Wilson that never fucking trained a day in their life. And I'm like, motherfucker, I had the biggest rib in the world pulled on me. Because all I can do, the only thing that wrestling did for me was me to be able to get respect from people enough to where I can sit on the radio show and be like, Trip Cassidy's matches suck. He wrestles that same way. And who the fuck, Tasha going to call me? Tasha be the only one to be like, you can't say that. I'm like, okay, Tasha. Other than that, nobody else is going to fucking say shit to me about that. I wish Trip Cassidy would fucking call me. Because I'll remind him of that match at New South. That I wanted to gouge my fucking eyeballs. I pushed my fingers into my eyes. Like, yeah. So,
but here's the thing.
That's all it accommodated for me. And I get to fucking talk shit with Josh and guys that, get to go to the Ring of Honor. They call me about advice.
Here's one thing that I can say, though. I don't think it's a lot of these guys' fault. Like Trip, you can watch him, and you can tell he knows what he's doing. You can tell he's leading the match, or he's doing the... And it
doesn't make you a worker to put on a seminar.
Yeah, but I think it's become so widespread that I think people almost think that's what they have to do to get noticed. And I don't know if they... Like, it might get them noticed on a smaller like level, like around like a small indie scene, like to all forearms, slapping your leg a million damn times until you got bruises on your fucking thigh, fucking not even locking up, and just the whole match just being forearms or punches. I mean, like, it's still wrestling. Like, you still have to do some wrestling in this. But I think that the people see that that gets people attention, so they adjust their style to that, thinking, hey, I can get attention too. And I just think that maybe it's like snowballed out of control a little bit, where everybody's doing it because they're like, oh, well, that's how this guy's getting over. Let me do it too, and I'll get over as well. And then everybody starts doing it. What they don't realize is that's not. Some of these guys have the potential to go a long way. And if they would just do what they're good at and not worry about the shit that they're doing, that they would get more than where they're at. They would get more opportunities and work other opponents. You got to be able to get in there with the Carnies and have a match, but then turn around and then they say, hey, we're booking you in a match against Bullet Bob, but we want you to have a good match with him. Well, you're not going to do much with Bullet Bob, but I guarantee you he can still put on a good fucking match if you can work the way he works. So you got to be able to adapt. But if you have the same match everywhere you go and you do the same things, like you said, same, whether they're babyface or heels, they're doing the same exact matches and the same exact shit everywhere they go. If they can't adapt, then the people that you can work are now limited as fuck.
And that's the difference between wrestling and working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Josh, what do you got upcoming, sir?
July 28th, I'll be in Jackson, Mississippi, and I'm defending the Zero Alliance Zero Weight title for Pro Wrestling Ego at the Hideaway against Alex Graves, who stepped up to my open challenge. He seems like a cool kid. I mean, I hate to put another L on his resume, but it's coming, kid. Sorry, you're getting an L. You're new. You got a lot of potential, but I don't know.
Well, you know what they say? All the other kids with pumped up kicks better run, baby, run faster than bullet.
I also got a August 10th coming up in Pell City at the Serpa Center. There's a Venom Championship Wrestling triple threat match with myself, Joshua O'Hagan, Amun Tucson, and Cornbread, and it is a 2 titles on the line in one match. First pinfall, winner take all, ZAW Zero Alliance or Zero Alliance Wrestling Zero Weight title, as well as the Venom Championship Wrestling Heavyweight title, both on the line in this one big match. So, two really big shoes coming up.
A really big shoe. Eddie, what does this very prominent radio station have up, sir?
Well, from that vantage point, tomorrow night, July the 19th, we are the Shooters Gallery returns live. Who the cast is going to be this week, we're still working on that, depending on who's exactly going to be in and out of town. We've got a situation this weekend. Beyond Ringside Live will be going live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central. We're going to be going early this week at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Going to be joined by Dylan Hales from the Scenic City Wrestling Group. Scenic City Invitational is right around the corner. Always great to have Dylan on board. Looking forward to find out. And we've got a couple of exclusives that we're going to be popping this coming Sunday as it pertains to Scenic City, so be ready for that. The reason why we're going early and corner to corner, we'll not be going live on the station. We'll be getting the recorded version of it, and we'll put it on the station as soon as we can. In and around the Birmingham metropolitan area, you heard us last week. We made the reference, of course, Sunday night on BR Live. Friend of the family, colleague Chase Pearson passed away last Wednesday. TP's in Birmingham is going to be holding a special memorial for Chase. You've got a lot of people in the entertainment scene in the Birmingham metropolitan and central Alabama areas that are going to be coming out. Some are going to freestyle. Some bands are going to come out and play. It's gonna be a great night. We're just gonna have a little bit of fun, and that's slated to start at TP's at 6. I have made a commitment to Dylan. I've made a commitment to the show to be on ringside. That's where we're going from 5 to 6:30 Central, and then I'll be heading over there. So I should be getting to TP's around 7 o'clock. Of course, at Beyond Ringside on Twitter, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. If you're looking for me on social media, good luck with that.
And I have August 10th coming up with Josh. That's it.
You do. Also, real quick before we do our things, I want to say konnichiwa to Jessica and Rex listening live in Tokyo, Japan right now.
Hey, you want to bring me back some sushi from over there?
I don't think it would be.
First thing, konnichiwa, bitches turn around.
I don't know if the sushi would be still Tokyo fresh.
Fine,
If-
bring me. Fine, I will gladly pay you for a 2X Ribera jacket.
Yeah.
And I will tell everybody that my good brother and sister brought it back.
Pretty sure that Jessica quit listening. She's like, Wicked's at it again. Click.
No, she's listening right now. She's enjoying the show from Tokyo.
Good.
Well, it's only noon over there.
Jessica Hilaire out in Tokyo.
Hello.
I want to give a big shout out to Angie. Angie's at the beach right now without me. Being a cunt. Just playing. It's not true. Enjoy your time. Enjoy the vacation. Have all the fun for me. So she wanted me to tell everybody hello, and she hoped we had a good show. And I'm going to tell her we had a terrible show. And then I want to hear her say, why? Just so I can give her some shit. So.
Oh,
It's
Jessica.
gonna-
Jessica said hey back in text form.
And chicks,
I think I'm
was a
turning
bunch of
Japanese.
sushi.
I think I'm turning
She said,
Japanese.
"Fuck."
I really think so.
on World Emoji Day. Josh, how can everyone get in touch with you, sir?
Smoke signals, mainly.
There you go. How
Um,
can everyone?
Facebook, Joshua O'Hagan. I'm assuming I'm going to get another 200 friend requests like I have in the last 2 days, which I don't know why. Snapchat O'Hagan88. Instagram, it's going to be, Joshua O'Hagan? I don't know what the hell my damn thing is. Oh, no, it's Joshua O'Hagan, one word. And then on Twitter, I'm not like Eddie. I don't have these, ingrained in my brain.
It's branding.
Mr. Joshua O'Hagan on Twitter. Look at me branching out into different realms. And if you want to send me stuff through PayPal or the Cash App, I do accept both those and Venmo. So just send over some money, we'll be good. Or if you need a ride, hit me up and I'll come be your Uber driver.
Eddie, how can everyone get in touch with you?
At Beyond Ringside on Twitter, Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. BeyondRingside.com is home, as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net. For me personally, FastEddieLane.com is home. Facebook.com/FastEddieLane. That's the only one that I actively give out. If we know each other, I'll approve the friend request. That includes Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If we don't know each other and have had no dealings period, then I don't approve friend request. I'm sorry. I'm a prick like that. It's my personal pages. From that vantage point, by the way, welcome back to everybody catching us on TuneIn mobile app this evening, cross-platform. Got some things worked out with our the original streaming server. So we are able to go back live through them. And so thank you again for everybody who catches us on the Beyond Ringside channel on TuneIn Radio.
What about that blog talk, Eddie?
We haven't been on Blog Dog Radio in 8 years.
God, dude, it is. Oh my God. Xavier sent me something last Tuesday. That's past Tuesday, not yesterday, but the Tuesday before that. From archive.org, and it was it was from Fox and the Hound, so it had to be from 2009.
Yeah.
2009, 2000. Yeah, it had to be late 2000. I think it was October
2008. We remember we're in year 12 of this incarnation.
Well, yeah, 2008. Anyways, it was Bishop and I, and he's like, "Is this where it all started?" I said, "Actually, yeah. Between that and college radio, yeah, that's where it all started." That exact sit down. One of the only times there has been pictures of me in my glasses. was right there.
Yeah,
Fox
but
and Hound.
see, this incarnation of Beyond Ringside Sports Radio, before the advent of everything else, but Beyond Ringside Live, we started a run in a couple of locations, but then actually we had the deal set with Fox and Hound to make a full-scale run at Royal Rumble that year, because Fox and Hound was doing the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. We had actually been, I think that was like 7-8 months previous, but no, it was the year before, because we weren't doing the pay-per-views at that point. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, go ahead, take it over.
Austin, hello.
I can go ahead and say this real. Hey, Wick,
Yeah.
just to let you know, because in Japan it's Thursday at noon, and now I'm getting information being sent to me via message from the future.
The future. It's the future, Marty. The future. To the future, Marty.
I have found out that not only in the future do we still not have flying cars, but in the future, in Japan, they still don't have a giant robot fighting arena. I'm so pissed off about that.
Thanks, man. Come on. Well, here's my question. Do they still have the fucking nasty-ass panties that you can buy in vendors? Because I think until we can get rid of those, I think then you will have the giant robots fighting arenas.
Dude.
We have to get rid of all the perverts first.
First we get the khakis, then we get the jobs, then we get the girls.
I couldn't even finish it. I started laughing before yeah.
The only time khakis get you laid is if you're actually working at a beachfront saloon.
Or if
Wouldn't it be nice if...
All right.
Okay, I'm smoking weed tonight. Okay.
And imagine
At
if Brian...
It's on Facebook, on Twitter. There you go, yeah.
And if Brian Wilson would have been able to release the album that he wanted to release, the Beach Boys and the Beatles would be going head to head.
I still want to hear the all of the Charles Manson and Beach Boys stuff. I've only heard like one album of it. I know there's like 15 albums. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah, but we were talking about BTR a second ago, Blog Talk Radio. Yeah, and when they wanted us to switch to a paid format, I am not paying to have an archive done in AM radio format.
Oh, the old days. Eddie makes me feel old. I had been on this show so long that I actually only had one kid when I first started with Eddie.
Well, see, actually, because we did Blog Talk Radio, but we had been doing Ustream as soon as it became available, and I was using a different dialer program. I went through like 6 with Blog Talk Radio, and then when we got the opportunity to start doing things a different way, it was kind of like, okay, let's do it this way. And then I found out about Server Room, which used to be our primary server, and hey, look, the rest has been rock and roll history. We've enjoyed it. It's been a great ride, and it ain't over yet.
I know we've all picked up bookings off this radio show, so thank you again, Eddie, for that. Anyway, you can get in touch with me at Wicked Nemesis on Twitter. That's about the only way to get in touch with me right now, because I'm boycotting Facebook. I hate it. I know if I go on, I'm going to have 400 fucking friends requests. I've already been warned. The last time I logged on was the day of ZAW, and that day I had 22 friends requests. And that was, April 29th, April 30th? It's like when Thanos snapped his finger and erased half of the Marvel Universe. Spoiler alert.
Half my ass.
Yeah, that's what he half. That's what he snapped his fingers. It was balanced, 50.
Half the universe.
Half the universe is gone. That's all there was.
Half the universe, but shoot, 3/4 of the MCU disappeared.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, they just were in the half. There was no. It's rich, poor. There was no special treatment. He even said that. He goes,
discrimination.
No discrimination at all.
All the way down to the OG Avengers.
Yes, you're exactly right. However, it was like Thanos snapping his finger also took away my Facebook as well. It's like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
Oh, too soon.
And then I reached out like Groot, and I was like, I am Groot. Father? Not again.
Yeah, when I found out that the director said what the translation of that one was, that made it worse.
Yeah, that was pretty fucked
when
up.
When Groot
like
was reaching for Rocket Raccoon and he says, I am Groot, they said that the translation of that one was Daddy. and he was reaching for Rocket, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, I know.
oh, that got me right in the working side of my heartstrings.
I don't have a heart. It doesn't matter.
What do you like?
Well, I'm a necessary evil, so I only take out those that need to be taken out. Like the Equalizer 2, which you can catch at Alabaster. Everybody go check out Josh and his feature debut, Equalizer 3. Sometimes they come back again.
I'm going to be in the new crossover film, John Wickerman.
John Wickerman, yes. It's where you actually have you teach gun kata to a giant wicker guy that's on fire with Nicolas Cage inside of it. But, there's bees everywhere.
That'd be
Bees! Bees everywhere! They're ripping at my flesh! You guys need some help? Come over here. 1995, Tommy Boy. Anyways, this has been the...
What did you do?
Got high.
4, Joshua O'Hagan.
Remember, kids, keep your prison wallet clean.
4, Bass City Layne.
Remember, the average ceiling fan is not good for foreplay unless you're a midget.
Or you'll turn out like the lead singer of NXS.
I didn't step on yours.
Oh,
you
no.
stepped on mine.
No, I'm just saying, that's a
Michael
good
Hutchins,
point.
Rest in peace. I'm sorry, now they say rest in power, right? Michael Hutchinson, rest in power. Without you, we don't have the Lost Boys. I am the Oracle Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, the Necessary Evil, the Wicked Nemesis. Good night. Good luck. Leave your week to be determined. Don't be a maybe. Be a definite. Forever forward. Send all those fucking topless pics to Angie or I.